Good morning or good afternoon. All right, we're going to learn a little bit more about llamas today. So you're going to need both of your books out. If you would, get your reader book out and turn to page 46 in your reader book. All right. Now I'm going to show you I'm going to tell you a few things about some llamas. I'm going to kind of read this about you right now. So these animals, llamas, can carry loads that weigh up to 130 pounds, and they can travel 15 to 20 miles a day with a full load. They're inexpensive to keep, needing only grass and low shrubs to feed on. The average llama is 4 feet tall at the shoulders. Native South Americans first used llamas that were untamed, and since then llamas have gradually come to be domesticated animals. The scientific name llama glama has a spelling slightly different from that common name llama. So llama, when we spell it with 2 L's, but of course one is silent. But its scientific name is only spelled with 1 L. And we'll talk about the scientific name here in just a second. But I'm going to go ahead and put some vocabulary on the board, just a few words that we're going to run across when we read our article today. All right, here's some words we're going to run across today. There's 4 of them. This first sentence says, the dog is named Spot for the irregular splotches of color on his coat. That would be, splotches would be just like paint was just kind of thrown on it. Splotches, kind of messy and irregular. The hungry cows were led to the field of grass to graze. You're from the country, so I bet you know what that means. Several goats began to browse on the leaves of the young plants. Well, that kind of means the same thing as graze. It just kind of means, browse means to just kind of look through something, picking and choosing. The domesticated llamas seem content to live with and be used by people. Domesticated or domesticate, that means animals that they're not wild animals. So domesticated animals around here would be dogs and cats and horses, cows, goats, sheep. Some pigs are domesticated. Now some are wild. They're undomesticated. So domesticated just simply means that they're just animals that people keep and use. All right, let's look at some pictures here of some llamas. Wow. Look, we're going to be... Now, well, first let me tell you this. So, llama glama, that's the name of the story, or actually the article that we're going to read now. An article is different from a story. An article gives you information. It teaches you something, okay? A story is just generally for entertainment. It can be for other reasons, but an article is something you read to learn. Okay, so llama glama is the scientific name for a llama. Okay, now its name that we just go by is just llama. That's just its plain name. Now, llama glama would be similar to what your name is, your first name and your middle name and your last name. Okay, it's like your main, that's like who you are. That's like your main name. But then what does everybody call you? Do you have a nickname? Does everybody just call you Kaden? Whatever your name is that people just call you, that would be like llama. Okay, so its main official name is llama glama. Okay, but just for purposes of main nicknames, we'll just say llama. Now, we're going to do some scientific research here on llamas. So I'm going to show you a few pictures of llamas, and from these pictures, I want you to gather some information. In other words, look at these pictures and tell me what you think you can find out from these pictures. Okay, well, on this picture, we know that they have shaggy fur. And perhaps people can use their fur for different things. Okay, this is a whole different color of a llama. So we know that llamas come in different colors. Okay, I don't know, look at their hooves. They have split hooves like a cow, don't they? Fur there. Got their ears back. I wonder what that's telling you. Maybe they're mad. I don't know. You see this wire here? Remember our story that we read about the guy having to put up hog wire? See, keeping all those other animals out because you get too many, a couple of dogs could bring one down. Looks like he's smiling. That's my kind of llama. His little teeth there. Looks like he doesn't have very sharp teeth. They must be similar maybe to a cow's teeth or horse's teeth, kind of flat. Wonder why that would be. They eat grass mostly. But look at his fur here. It looks like it's been shaved off maybe or cut off. I don't know. He looks a little bit perturbed. Wow, look where these guys live. These must be wild llamas. Look at their shaggy fur. And look where they're standing. I bet they're in South America because they are from South America. That's where they're originally from. Look at these big mountains. I bet this is called the Andes Mountains. That's a big mountain range in South America. Let's look at a couple more. Ears. I guess he's hearing pretty good. Oh, wow. Yeah, these guys look kind of funny, like they've been shaved maybe, sheared like a sheep maybe, who knows. All right, so today let's go ahead and start on our story, our article. I keep calling it a story. Look at page 46 where it says Llama Glama. There's a picture there. Okay, now as I read, remember our rule, you've got to follow along with me. Okay, you can't be doing something else. You need to be following along. Now, as I read, I want you to think about what makes the Llama Glama a unique and useful animal, okay? And where can they be found? So be thinking about why they're so useful and why they're so unique. What has a head like a camel and ears shaped like bananas? What is white with splotches of color but can also be all black or white or brown? What has thick wool like a sheep and feet with toes? What chews its cud like a cow and hums when it's content? What can be kept as a pet but will spit on you if made angry? What is it? It's a Llama Glama. Llama Glama is the scientific name for a large plant-eating animal from South America. Its common name is just llama. Llamas are mammals that graze on grass and browse on low bushes. At one time, these woolly animals lived wild in herds. Today, no more wild llama herds roam over the mountains and highlands of South America. They live with, work for, and are cared for by man. They are domesticated. Llamas are ruminants, like cattle. Ruminants have stomachs with different parts or chambers. One chamber stores food that has already been chewed and swallowed. The stored food is called cud. Cud can be coughed up by the llama and chewed again. What does the llama look like? Many people think the llama looks like a camel. Its face is shaped like a camel's. It has large eyes, long eyelashes, and a split upper lip. The llama's long neck looks like a camel's too, but its body is smaller and woollier, and it doesn't have the camel's hump. Like the camel, llamas can go without food for several days. Do you remember the chambered stomachs? If a llama has no food, it simply coughs up some cud. It chews the food again for another meal. Llamas do not drink much water, but unlike a camel, they can't go for days without a drink. Llamas need water every day. How do llamas behave? Llamas are usually calm and quiet. A contented llama can make a humming noise that sounds a little like the purr of a cat. But llamas will also spit a smelly green liquid when they are angry and when they are afraid. Usually they spit at other llamas, but if you frighten one, watch out. Llamas have great aim. What good are llamas? Thousands of years ago, native South Americans discovered the usefulness of the gentle llamas. With little training, the male llamas would carry heavy loads of goods from the mountain highlands to the lowlands for trading. Each male could carry about 100 pounds. However, if a llama was overloaded or became too tired, it would lie down and refuse to get up. If the llama driver tried to make the llama get up, he'd be spit upon. Look at that lady there on the next page. That lady, she's got a baby on her back. She's holding a llama with a rope. See that? She's from South America. Look at the last page. It says the female llamas were kept for their wool and for raising more llamas. The wool could be spun into yarn for weaving clothing and rope. The female llamas gave birth to a baby or cria every 2 years. The llama's hide could be used to make sandals. Its meat could be eaten and dried and stored. The native South Americans also used the llama bones to make tools and its fat to make candles. Very little of the llama could not be put to good use. Why were llamas brought to North America? Llamas proved so useful as pack animals in South America that they were imported to North America. Today there are thousands of them scattered across the United States and Canada. Some are found in zoos, but most are kept as pets and pack animals. Do you know why someone would want a llama for a pack animal instead of a horse or a donkey? The feet of the llama make it an excellent pack animal. The bottoms of the two-toed feet are covered with a soft pad. These pads do not slide on slippery rock paths, and the soft pads do little damage to the wilderness areas our country wants to preserve. Horse and donkey hooves are hard. Hard hooves are more likely to slip on slick paths. They also wear and cut paths of dust into the land. What is one of the most interesting animals you could ever learn about? Llama glama, of course. That was an interesting article about llamas. I did not know all that about llamas. That is really, really neat. So where were llamas originally from? South America. Where would it be easier to find llamas today? Maybe in a zoo or a farm, a llama farm. I guess there's llama farms around maybe. What are llamas generally used for? Carrying heavy loads like a pack animal. Why do you think llamas are interesting? You might not. I do. I think they're pretty neat. And I think they're kind of cute. They're kind of cute and kind of not cute. I don't know. Now, remember it said that a llama is like a cow. It's a ruminant. What is a ruminant animal? Remember, a ruminant animal has chambers in its stomach, different parts to its stomach, and it can chew food and swallow it into the first chamber, and then when it needs more food or it wants to just chew, it coughs it back up out of that stomach and chews it, called cud. That's disgusting, but that's what they do. Now, what is one disadvantage of having a llama carry large loads? There's one disadvantage. I thought this was kind of funny. If it's too heavy, or when they get tired, they just sit down. And then if you try to make them get up, he's going to spit on you. I think that's too funny. Can you look in your book turn back to page 48, your reader book? Picture of that llama. He's got a halter on his face. Now, I want you to notice right above that picture, there's some small dark words. Says the llama's long neck is similar to a camel's, but the llama is woollier than a camel and has no hump. See that? Those words right above that picture, that's got a name. It's called a caption. A caption. Look on the last page that we read. There's another picture of an animal, of a llama standing there, and there's a little tiny group of words down there. It says, some llamas are kept for their wool and for raising more llamas. That's a caption. Anytime that you see a picture in a book or anywhere, and there's a little bit of writing below it that describes or tells something about it, it's called a caption. Can you close that book now and open your workbook and turn to page 19? All right. On page 19, there's a picture of a camel and there's a picture of a giraffe. Now, underneath both of those pictures is a small section that explains the picture. It's called a caption. Look at the one about the camel. It says, a camel, the ship of the desert, often carries loads weighing more than 300 pounds. It's just a little tidbit of information put underneath a picture. Look at the one with the giraffe. Giraffes, the tallest animals alive, must bend or spread their legs to drink. Just a little caption under that picture. Now, let's see where it says use the captions. Now, I'm not going to grade this page, but I'm going to tell you what to do, and then I want to see it, okay? Now, you're going to have to answer number 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's either going to be the giraffe or the camel. Just read the question and answer it. Now, you see where it says write one? Now, I don't know if you like to draw. I have a daughter who hates to draw, and I have one that likes to draw. So if you like to draw, then draw a picture, preferably of an animal, perhaps your favorite animal. Okay? Just draw a picture of it, and then write a caption underneath it. It has to be a complete sentence, just one sentence. It has to be complete. Okay? But it has to explain something. Just give a little tidbit of information about what you put in the picture. Now, if you do not like to draw, maybe you can find a picture in a magazine or newspaper and cut it out and glue it to a page and then write a caption under it. Okay? You think you could do that for me? All right. And when you're finished with it, snap a picture and send it to me. This is not a graded page, but I want to see it. I want to see what you did, okay? All right. That's all for today.